really so excited to be involved with this film, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I worked with Rain briefly in one scene of the motion picture Juno. And I think we got along, and he was one of those people who I rarely saw, but every time I saw him, there was clearly like a bit of a connection. Yeah. And then he sent me the script one day to read, just by email, and I read it and immediately just completely fell in love with it, and completely fell in love with Libby, and was so excited to just get to be involved. So I just feel very lucky to be a part of this film. So.
I have a question for Liv Tyler. Liv, I mentioned the movies you've been in, which are big movies, from Armageddon and Lord of the Rings and things like that. So now you're on this movie, which, as James said, it's made for not a lot of money, and there's no delay, there's no stalling, there's no 50 takes, I assume, right, James? It's like 1 or 2 takes and you go. So what was it like filming a movie like this? Were you like on set all day filming 50 scenes and you didn't know what was going on? What was your experience like?
I've made other small movies and low-budget movies, but this was definitely very unique for me. And I had actually taken a year off from working, and so my first day on set was my first day on set. The last film I'd done was The Incredible Hulk, which was a very different experience. And I fell in love with the script and with everyone in the story. And I remember our first day, we really sort of hit the ground running, and I think I shot half my part in the first day. And I was definitely a little bit shocked at the rapid style of shooting, because we would literally do like 1 or 2 takes. And the amazing thing about James is that he's so completely prepared and knows every single shot that he wants, and that was a real help. But I did go home from work that day with my bottom lip kind of trembling, and I cried when I got home. And James called me, and we had this really sweet talk on the phone, because I just wasn't used to, there was so many things I wanted to do, and it just kind of all happened so fast. And on video, we shot on the red, which is intense because you can't ever watch playback or anything. And and I was playing a drug addict, so it's kind of hard. But
Nice.
Yeah, we were, on this movie, we literally were doing at times 54 setups a day, which for those of you filmmakers out there know that that's a lot. I mean, on a normal studio movie, you might get 15 setups done in a day. So we're just moving really fast, and it became a part of the way we made the movie. I mean, I think it sort of became like the spine of the film was the speed of it in a lot of ways.
All right, let's get some of the others involved. Nathan, how's it going over there?
I also have a question for Liv Tyler. I've heard of a lot of people doing their own stunts in films, yet I saw you do something in this movie that I've never even heard of. You allowed someone to stick you with a needle and inject you, and it wasn't even a nurse, it was like another actor.
No, it was a doctor.
Why?
Why? That's a good question. I have this real pet peeve about like hand and foot doubles in movies, because I have such big hands and feet. And there's a scene where they're sort of testing out a new stash of heroin on me, and so they go to inject my foot, and for some ridiculous reason, I really wanted them to shoot my foot up. And so James thought I was nuts, and it was really funny because they all stood around watching me, but it just had water in it, or saline or something. It was kind of fun.
If I was half the woman you are, I'd be twice the man I am. And you know you.
Nathan, what was it like, or have you seen the film yet, from beginning to end?
I did see the film. I read the script and I thought, this is fantastic. It's funny. It's dark. It's got the grotesque kind of angle you can come to expect from James Gunn. And my scenes that I have are very quirky and very peculiar. So I thought the film had a particular angle. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun, and I couldn't wait to work with these people. People I know for ages and people I'm fans of. I saw a screening of it and I cried. I went home all tight in the chest and all exhausted. I had no idea how intensely sad and dramatic it was going to be. At the same time as being entertaining and funny and quirky and having some laughs and seeing some action. I went home kind of exhausted, saying, it was it was a ride. I had a really, I'm really, so from going from being really happy to be a part of a project that I could be excited about, I went home being like really proud to be a part of this piece, this film.
Ray was talking about voices. The best voice ever, Michael Rooker. How's it going over there? Great actor too, but great voice as well. What was your experience like working on this film? I know you worked with James before, and James, the second part of this